Tonight on Street Hospital, Wellington's homegrown music festival hits town.
You know how big your balls are, I don't. It's you. It was like a glass that big full of vodka. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If I didn't have to go to hospital, I would just keep going.
Make sure they don't get hit. It's going to be a crazy night.
All over New Zealand, the weekend's the time to hit the town and hit the booze.
New Zealand's had about a litre of vodka.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hitting it hard and each other, some party animals are getting boozed, getting hurt, and they're clogging the emergency department.
They end up lining the corridors and trolleys, waiting to sober up.
Wellington Free Ambulance paramedics are fighting back. On Friday and Saturday nights, ambulances parked in Wellington's party zone become makeshift hospitals. At the street hospital base, paramedics treat the injured where they can, on the spot.
Thank you, Mr. Paramedic.
Typical Wellingtonians, very friendly.
Will they make a difference to the binge drinking culture in central Wellington? Can they stop the smashed and trash piling into the hospital's emergency department? And how will our paramedics cope, keeping a straight face when everyone else is off theirs?
You're trying to tell with us.
The Homegrown Music Festival takes centre stage on the Wellington waterfront. 45 of the country's hottest bands and DJs perform on 6 stages, with 17,000 fans amped on energy drinks, alcohol and everything in between. But when the music stops around 11 p.m, the fans will just be warming up. They want to keep rocking, and Courtney Place is the target. Tooling up at the Wellington Free Ambulance base are street hospital expert Jake, James ex-Army, and Benjamin, who used to be in the Royal Navy. That background and their paramedic training is going to be tested tonight. The crowd they'll be dealing with are going to hit town locked and preloaded. Heading out from headquarters to set up their triage base on Courtney Place, the paramedics are already getting reports of thousands of wasted teenagers down at the waterfront and heading their way.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Bye.
Fine night, orientation week, homegrown.
I think they expected 17,000 down there today.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
As a young mum, new recruit Lucy is thinking positively.
We used to vomit and snot, you know, I can deal with these things.
Lucy and Corey prepare to meet the first wave of punters, head on.
As long as it's not on my shoes, I'll be fine.
11 o'clock now and homegrown's just finished. And we are going down some of the side streets, but I think we might be able to have a wee peek at all the homegrown fans coming over to Courtney Place for a big party tonight.
Already many of the fans are feeling pretty bulletproof.
And there's drunk people trying to cross the road.
Yeah, so I think we might just stay here for a bit and make sure they don't get hit. It's going to be a crazy night.
It is. Back at base, the first patient of the night has already turned up.
She kind of pushed me playfully, just like, hey, let's go, and it was a step, so I fell and like landed on my arm.
Is it sore up in the shoulder here, or is it just
No, it's just here.
And there's nothing soft, I'm just going to have a bit of poke around. Is it sore if I touch it?
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
I'm not wasted,
Okay.
I'm tipsy.
So it might be masking some of the pain, I guess, is where I'm heading to.
So I'm more scared.
Okay.
But she does anyway. Paramedic Elizabeth has checked the girl's arm and knows it's fine. Just in case, though, a sling will give the girl that little extra reassurance.
I'm sorry, I've never had this shit happen to me before.
What I need you to do is obviously, is that the most comfortable position for you to be in with your arm?
Is that okay if I'm outside of the sling like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the guys will be, oh, I'll look after her, I'll buy her a drink.
Yeah, girl.
And it works. The girls are eager to give their new fashion accessory a test run.
Sweet, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Come with us.
Craig was right. Guys are suckers for a damsel in distress. As another batch of homegrown fans pour into the central city looking to party, Jake and James are pondering the big questions.
If you had a seizuring hypoglycemic,
Yeah,
would you give IM glucagon?
I would.
Yeah.
This is a big bad, this is a bad, but this is a little bad.
Yeah. I'm always just like, well, that makes a lot of sense. It's true. That's a big bad, that's a little bad, you know?
Big or little, bad things are bound to happen tonight. It's not long before Jake and James get their first call.
What are we going to? So we're going to an unconscious male outside the Soho apartments. Oh, yeah. Jobs come through from Central Comms.
Cool. You reckon that's him?
Yep. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I'll go in first. Just wash my back.
Yeah,
Can I get you to take the bag?
Yeah. We're locating now.
Hi, how's it going? Sorry, can I go through? Hey. What's his name? How's it going, buddy? Can you talk to me? Talk to me, buddy. Can you look at me?
Are you guys all going to town?
What has he had tonight?
Water,
yeah.
ribbon.
So just alcohol? Nothing else? Has this happened before?
No.
He was literally fine, and then like the next minute he was like...
Oh, that's my nipple! All right, thanks very much. Oh, I see, Jack. If there's a chance we can get one of our vehicles here to start an assessment, yeah, affirmative. Road speed, status 4.
Oh, leave him on the ground, leave him on the ground. Leave him on the ground.
We can just leave him down, actually.
Leave him on the
please.
ground.
Just leave him there. No need to move him, just leave him.
Sit up if you want, mate, but I don't want you standing up yet because you can't keep on your feet.
On top of that, it was like a glass that big full of vodka. And
that just screws you up, really, doesn't it?
As Jake and James establish exactly how screwed up this young guy is, back at base, Ben meets a young guy with a massive set of problems.
Do you want to look at my balls? Not really. Please. I'm not going to look at your balls. I've hit the balls and they're really sore. They're really sore, are they? So you want to go to hospital? No, I just want you to look at them. I'm not looking at your balls, mate. I just want you to make sure they're okay, like size. Dude, you can do that. You know how big your balls are, I don't. They're huge. Yeah, I've no doubt. Maybe what you need to do is go into a public toilet, lock yourself in a stall for a minute, and if they're massively swollen and you want an ambulance to take you to hospital, I can arrange that for you. No, if not, then you're probably best hopping into a taxi and going to hospital. No, okay. All right? I understand. Yeah? Cool. Go check yourself out. Right. And then pop back to us. All right, I'll come back. If they're swollen.
Back in Taranaki Street, the paramedics have called for a street hospital ambulance to collect their screwed-up vodka victim.
The fella's been at homegrown all day. Suspect he's been drinking since lunchtime. He's come back to a friend's apartment to have kind of a few more drinks before he goes to town, and has had a few too many.
I want you to walk to the ambulance, okay? So watch out for this step here. Keep walking. Go on, step up. Oh, we want his bum right there. That works for me. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Perfect. Thanks, boys. If I can get everyone out.
Cool. Look at me. Look at me. I need you to look at my nose.
Despite what his friends reckon, the guy's lack of response suggests it's not just booze.
Well, I get you to check his pupils as well.
Yeah.
Pretty dilated.
It's a job for the ED, so a frontline ambulance is called to get him there.
How's it going? Jump in or jump out, whatever you want.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's been drinking since midday. If you stand up for me and I'll pull your pants up for you, mate.
1, 2, 3, on your feet.
The next challenge is getting him into the frontline ambulance.
Keep walking, you're walking, one foot in front of the other.
He's on his feet, which is a big improvement. But as they try and get him in the ambulance, he starts coming to and getting aggro.
Don't get aggressive.
None of that, man.
You hit him as a police trip, okay?
Okay.
Get him.
This way, bro. Come to me, eh? Come to me. You're all right, bro. You're all right.
It's not with you,
You're all right, bro. Hey. What? You're good, bro. You're good. What? It's okay. You're okay. I'm from the ambulance. And I'm just here to give you a hand, eh?
This young drunk was easy to handle when he was out to it, but now he's awake, he's suddenly become aggressive.
You're going with the police. So he's just starting to kick off now. He's just become a little bit aggressive, so it's not safe for him to transport now. The last thing you want is to be halfway to hospital, you know, travelling 50 k's down the road, and he kicks off in the back of the ambulance.
Craig makes one last attempt to contact the guy's mates, while all Jake can do is watch him stumble off up the street.
Some people simply won't let you help them, and that's their entire right to do so. We can offer treatment. If they refuse it, that's their right, but also their risk.
Luckily for the aggro young guy, his mates were close by and can see their buddy safely home. Homegrown punters are still pouring into the city. On foot patrol, Lucy and Elizabeth are caught in the middle in Cuba Street, where among the casualties is a cell phone fallen down a drain. Its drunken owner ready to follow it in.
How deep is this?
I don't know.
Down the road a bit, they're stopped by another group, one in need of a checkup, and Elizabeth learns a new word.
I drank goon for like 2 months straight.
No idea what that is.
Like a box of wine.
Starting to get real busy. Huge amount of people coming across from Homegrown. And as soon as you get to Taranaki Street, there's just a flood of people. So, yeah, it's about to pick up.
With huge numbers flooding into an already crowded space, trouble is just around the corner.
So the Walkwise guys have just let us know that we've got someone who's comatose in the bus shelter. So we'll have a look and see what's going on. This is the same guy we took to ED last week. Okay. He's a meth drinker. He's got quite a substantial history of meth abuse. They don't do anything for him apart from let him sleep. He doesn't have a home, so I'm maybe even just wondering if we use the police. He's got a strong pulse. He's breathing.
So we got a Stat 2 patient here, known meth drinker. Jake was been to him last week. We get one of the ambulances down here to pick him up now.
Lucy and Elizabeth head off in a street hospital ambulance for the pickup, but are getting nowhere. The streets are clogged with cars and people.
Get out of the way.
We need to get an ambulance in here, so can we get you to move out? Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, we need to get an ambulance into here, so can we get you to move out? Thank you.
The paramedics haven't even got out of the ambulance before they get another urgent call. A girl's collapsed just around the corner. Jobs are piling up. Not what the team needs.
Yeah, Blair Street, about halfway down, and Corey should be there. Come on.
Tell you who you are and get a look at you.
Excuse me, can you hear me? Can you look at me, please? Can you tell us your name? Can you just look up? Do you know how much you've had to drink? It's okay. Alright, hold this up in your mouth so you can look up. Can you just look up to me? It's going to shine a light into your eyes, okay? And I'm going to do the same. Is it just alcohol you've had tonight? Nothing else? Nothing else. And about time?
3, 2, 1, up and over. That's it, that's it. You're on a stretcher.
Jake's called a frontline crew to take the meth drinker to the emergency department where he'll be monitored overnight.
I guess we'd call him a frequent flyer, but he still deserves our care as every other member of the public does who's in trouble.
With the homeless guy off to ED, Jake and James rush to the collapsed girl. Her condition doesn't fit with someone who's only had a few drinks.
Chair's here now. Okay, alright. Okay, just to your left. Okay.
Jake drives her back to Street Hospital Base where treatment can begin. The number of homegrown fans on Courtney Place has exploded. As the night wears on, patience wears thin and drunken fights start breaking out. Elizabeth and James are called to an assault on Blair Street.
Let's just get in, get the patient out, unless it's serious. Hang on. I really don't want to have to go in there and I have to.
I know.
Just then, the victim comes into view, staggering up the street.
Hiya. so we can check you out, make sure you're all right? Okay, can we just check you out first?
We're going to go and get you cleaned up at the ambulance, okay? So do you want to come with us? We just got some ambulances just round here, okay?
Are you happy to come with us? Our ambulance is literally just around the corner. Yeah, I'll come. Cool, all right.
Here, let's go. Whoa. We're seeing what could possibly be a head injury going downhill.
James and Elizabeth are struggling to get a smashed assault victim back to base for urgent treatment.
Can you see me? We're seeing what could possibly be a head injury going downhill at the moment. Do you know where you are? It's okay, it's okay. You're with the ambulance, okay? You're with the ambulance. Okay, you're not good though, because you're just fallen onto the floor, okay? Do you want to get yourself up?
No.
We can walk into the ambulance, yeah, that's all right. We don't have to take you in a chair, but we're just going to go over to one of the ambulances, okay? Let's just go around this pole to the left. That's it, brilliant.
And you get, quick, shut the door.
In the next door ambulance, the collapsed girl has not improved. She needs the ED fast.
Tasting, and we've had quite a few people buying drinks. Yep. We're unsure as to what sort of drink she's had or what's being put in the drinks. Yep. Pain in stomach, 5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm just more concerned about whether she's been slipped something.
According to someone at the bar, they've had drinks spiked tonight. Why people do that, I don't know, because it sure as hell ain't fun for the person at the other end.
Meanwhile, Benjamin's having trouble convincing the smashed assault victim to accept help.
Would you mind if we pop a little needle in your arm and give you some fluids to sober you up? No. No? Because it just means you get out of hospital quicker. If we sober you up with IV fluids, then they can assess you quicker and discharge you quicker.
I've had it before. Feels good.
Yeah, you look familiar to me.
I do not.
Have you had IV fluids before?
Possibly.
When was that?
Last year, 7th.
Yes, you probably did meet me. I do the 7s every year. So at some point, I probably stuck a needle in your arm. Anyway, so see, your friends had it done. It's all good fun. It's just a little needle.
That's great. You're like, bang, I'm sober.
Well, I am sober.
No, you're not. You're intoxicated.
I am intoxicated.
Yeah. Good on you. It's a Saturday night. If you weren't intoxicated, I think that was stranger.
Benjamin's way with words wins her over. She's sent to ED, where her head injury makes her a candidate for overnight observation.
Just keep going, keep going.
Lucy and Elizabeth are called to a dark alleyway where there's been yet another assault. Not sure what to expect, they find a guy who's been attacked in a nightclub waiting by the back door.
Yeah, he's got a couple of decent little cuts, but he did cop a couple of boots to the head, and he's had a couple of drinks, but he's not too bad.
You hurt anywhere else?
Nope, just the head.
Let us clean it up. We'll have a look and we'll go from there.
It's late, but there's no letting up. The music's still playing and the drinkers are dancing. James and Jake stumble across yet another bashed up victim.
Hey, it's James from the ambulance. Can you turn around? You got nosebleed? Did he fall over? Didn't lose consciousness at all? Was he this kind of out of it before? No, he wasn't. Okay, was he this out of it before? No. Okay, so he needs to come back with us then. Are you going on?
Yeah, no, you're right. Cool. He's been punched once, no loss of consciousness, but he's a little bit dazed at the moment and he might have a broken nose, so we'll head back to the ambulance, give him a good once over and we'll take it from there.
So what's happening? Because your mates are saying that you weren't this kind of out of it before you got punched, so I just want to do a bit of an assessment on you and make sure you're okay. So you want to hop in and just jump a seat on the stretcher? Cool, mate. Guy was coming out of the pub, getting kicked out, saw you and just punched you?
Yeah, so a lot of assaults tonight for some reason. We've had about 5 so far, so happy days.
What were you hit with?
It was
Okay.
kicking, I
Right.
think.
You've got quite a deep gash on your forehead, I have to say. I'm just going to tape it up for now.
The guy from the nightclub has a cut on his head that definitely needs stitches.
Finger on that. Could do for stage.
But he's reluctant to miss out on any possible action.
If I didn't have to go to hospital, I would just keep going.
We're off. We've got more people to save.
The guy promises to get a cab to ED for a couple of stitches. It's really late now and the paramedics are tired. After such a violent night, Corey and James take a final spin around the block, just in case.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
How you going?
Paramedics.
It's 4:30 in the morning. It's been probably one of the busiest nights I've done down here personally.
We've probably attended or had walk into us at least 8 assault victims.
A lot more blood than I was expecting tonight. Not a lot of vomit.
Time is 4 o'clock.
4. Can you get up on your feet and just walk for a little? I just want to see how you are on your feet.
Yeah, sure.
That's great. Okay.
Have a good night, all right?
Yeah, you
Have a good one. Oh, I'm feeling pretty shattered.
It was nuts, that's all I can say.
The party zone is finally emptied. Before Corey and James can sign off and head home, they face a long walk back to base. But help could be at hand.
It's broken though.
Well, I was thinking, I mean, it might work, but I mean, this whole sort of paramedics are on their way is not.
I'm with them.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.